Good morning. Welcome back. Oh, we were caught a little off guard there. It's good to be back. I've been a little unwell, but it's good to be back on the couch with Samson and the gang. So today we have the Honorable, Member of Parliament, but he's a little bit more than that. David Bahati was thrust into the spotlight a couple of years ago where he went where no man wanted to go with the homosexuality bill. But what we also know him for is the vice chairperson of the NRM Parliament caucus, and more than anything, he represents the people of Ndorwa County West. Thank you so much for being on the couch with us.
Thank you.
First of all, you must be quite happy with the colors I have on.
Very, very excited.
There was no intention whatsoever. It was spontaneous. But I think the thing that we all have to ask you, it's like the big elephant in the room. Were you, when we saw you in Entebbe signing the anti-homosexuality bill, what were your sentiments having fought this fight a long time ago?
Well, I'm very happy that finally we can say that the people, especially the children of Uganda, are protected, and our institution of family is protected by having a piece of legislation in place.
So how do you feel about the repercussions of aid cuts?
I think more than anything else, the future of our children, the institution of family is more than what we are getting from the West. And I'm happy that the people of Uganda have stood firm, as was demonstrated on 31st of March, to say that we have our own culture, we defend it, and you come in to help us, but we cannot be in trade of values.
So there's no price tag on a Ugandan head over?
No, there is no price tag. And as the president said, Uganda is a very rich country. We have our oil, the minerals, the iron ore in Kabale, which can last us for 300 years. What now remains is to tap these resources we have to make it into money so that we can finance our own budget.
And hopefully it can trickle down.
I don't think that the 10% that we get from the foreign donors should really be used to blackmail us.
Okay. Well, I felt I just needed to address it. Although we are not necessarily allowed to go into it in depth, let's move on to the reason why you're here. You know, as the vice chairperson of the NRM Parliamentary Caucus, we're seeing a trend of events in which President Museveni is constantly calling on members of parliament who stand on the NRM ticket, and basically a political arena in which he's engaging more. You know, I know he has done so in the past, but you're seeing more of a caucus feel. Can you tell us why the intention of that seems to be more frequent than it was before? Because, you know, you met in Chankwanzi, which is an annual thing. Then he called them back to State House. And then you had the RDCs meeting together most recently. Give us some insight.
Well, the caucus is a party organ.
That's right.
Mandated to do work on behalf of the party to promote the NRM agenda in Parliament. And by its nature, on the nature of the work that we do, budget allocation, representation, legislation, we are in a way in constant touch with the executive, interacting with the executive, and the president is the head of the executive. So the president meeting members of the caucus is normal, and it's very healthy. We had a retreat at Chankwanzi. We made a number of resolutions, including many members of parliament, because of what has been happening in our party, urging the president to stand again in 2016.
If that
in the context.
If that was so successful,
yes,
why is it that 7 days later you needed to have another meeting at State House?
Yes, it was very successful, but had some side effects of it, and we had to come back and continue to enhance harmony and cohesion within our party. And I think we have reached a stage where I can say that the party is stable. We are moving forward. That's why we have organized our own exercise to move up country, to explain the resolution of Chankwanzi, to explain the service delivery and achievements we have made 2.5 years in our own mandate, and also to promote cohesion and unity within our
Hence
party.
the meeting with the
So
resident district commissioners.
We had to make sure that we are united at the center before we go up country.
And that is why you're meeting with the resident district commissioners.
Well, the resident district commissioners was a normal meeting because they play an important role in monitoring service delivery. So some of them were just appointed recently. They needed to be oriented.
I see.
They needed to be given more skills, more information on how government works. And that was the intention of the retreat, and was very, very successful. Yes.
Now, Honorable Bahati, thank you so much for your answers. What I am interested in is, according to the rules and regulations that govern your party, the decision to front the president that was in Changwanzi, was it in line with the rules and regulations of the party? Or was it done not within the rules and regulations, but within the spirit of the party?
It was in both, in the spirit and also the rules of the party.
It can't be
like
both.
Yes, it has to be both.
Okay.
Because if there's no spirit, then the rules become irrelevant.
So the rules stipulate that in the event that, I mean, you can take us through what the rules say.
It was in the rules in the sense that any organ of the party can make a recommendation to the higher organs of the party. In this case, we have SEC, we have NEC, and the National Conference. Those are the three, the Central Executive Committee,
and NEC is the
National Executive Committee, and then the Delegates Conference. This is how the hierarchy is. So we had to make a recommendation through SEC to take it to the National Conference. And once we were sure that the party at the center is fully united, we have put what was dividing us behind. Then we moved forward to the upcountry. And the exercise, I must say, is moving on very well. We have dispatched over 15 zones, and members in the field we are getting good results.
So if I am a member, if I am in Changwanzi, and there is a form to be signed, and I don't sign it, is there anything wrong with that? To endorse to endorse President Museveni, and I don't sign it, would there be repercussions of that failure to sign as a member of the NRM, as it were? Would that be breaking the rules?
Well, if a caucus makes a decision, according to our rules, you are bound by the decisions.
So and to that effect, there is no freedom.
And if you go out and oppose what we have made as a caucus, then there are sanctions.
Hasn't then freedom been withdrawn? By being a member of the NRM, hasn't freedom been withdrawn from?
I mean, in any democracy, you have got to work within the freedom of the group. Yeah, your freedom is subjected to the freedom of the group. That's why you see when we make a decision in Parliament, whether you agree with it or not, but once Parliament makes a decision, the majority, you are bound by it if you're a member of Parliament. The same thing applies to the caucus. Yes. But ours is not really moved by the numbers. It's moved more of consensus building. And that's why you normally see us meeting again and again for long hours, so that we exhaust the line of consensus before we just go for voting and all that.
Let me just ask you one thing. You know, people who see us on TV ask us a few things out there. There are people who argue that you are acting radically to block certain individuals within the party from any chance of accessing the high office. Are these individuals making ridiculous claims?
Well, there's no such a thing like that in the first place. And people who they have been talking about were part of the resolution that we made. So for us, that's something that is probably behind us. We are behind President Museveni because of what he has done to this country. And his record is really very clear. The progress we have made under his leadership, the infrastructure that we are putting in place, the freedom people have now and the security. We're actually now spreading freedom in the rest of Africa, in Somalia, in Southern Sudan, in DRC Congo. Uganda is making progress on the continent. So because of what he has been able to achieve, that's why party members are saying, if the law allows you to move forward and you are willing to move, then continue driving the bus, and I think he's a good driver.
All right. We are on the couch with MP from Ndorwa West. It's Honorable David Bahati, and he's giving us some insight into the NRM party. If you have any questions, please find us on Facebook and on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have any comments as well. We're looking at the NRM party, an autopsy from the Deputy Vice Chairperson of the NRM caucus. And we'll be back with more right here on Urban Television.
This is